Good morning, welcome to Budget Day. It's the 26th of November and I have Minnie Cooper in the seat beside me.
Thank you very much for having me, Rich. How are you?
Mate, congratulations.
On what? It's going to be something mean, let me guess.
No, not at all. Your minimum wage is going up.
Oh.
Mate, you are on, that's you out spending this weekend. Woo.
Because I spend a lot of my money on vitamin C tablets, but it's quite upsetting for me because I don't want to say who it is, but one of the hosts of Trade Live with IG keeps on coming over to my desk.
So what's coming up on today's show, everybody? Let's have a look. We've got two shows today. First time ever. So we got overnight action with me and the Min Dog up until 8:15, and then
we have got Fast Markets with myself and Angeline.
That's right. And then Big Piersy's in. That's right, 8:30. Piers Buckworth will be here to go through yesterday. What a shit show. Wow. The differentiation yesterday between stocks, in fact, the last 48 hours has been mind-blowing. If you're running a long-short portfolio, it's been a minefield. And then at 9:15,
Commodity Corner.
That's a new guest, isn't it?
That is Bernard Aylward. Bernard. Sorry.
Angeline, sorry? The Codal CEO. There we go. Right, brilliant. So Bernard's coming in at 9:15. So we got lots to go on. And then this afternoon, we are going live with a budget special. So as I say, the first time, you're going to get the first reaction, even though most of it's in the Times this morning, you're going to get the first reaction to all the changes.
What time are you going live on from that? Because I believe they're talking in the House of Commons at 12:30. Is it slightly before or?
So it starts at 12:30, does it?
Yeah.
Whoa, well, she normally speaks for a good 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we might need to hold off
For a little bit.
Potentially 1:15.
Yeah.
As soon as she finishes. How about that?
There we go. It sounds good to me.
As soon as Rachel finishes, then we'll be going live. That's and yep, we'll have Angeline in Westminster doing a live. Imagine. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yes, it's myself, Axel, and Chris Beecham. How's Axel going to do technical analysis on the budget?
It's going to be hard, isn't it?
Well, we know
Just talk numbers.
One thing's going that way and one thing's going that way. Gilt prices, the pound.
The thing is with the budget, there's so many. I've read so many articles and there's so many different potential outcomes. You just don't know.
Yeah. Well, the Times pretty much tells you what is going to happen this morning. So let's go into that with. Oh, we're going to have a look. Yeah, there you go. So that's a nice picture of all the problems that she has. But if we go into overnight action, we'll go through and tell you exactly what's coming up in today's budget. Right, let's start with the smallest measures first.
Let's go.
Every time you stay in a hotel in the UK, you're going to have to pay £2 a night. What the F?
What is that tax called? Like a tourist?
Tourist tax.
Tourist tax.
Even if you are a tourist in your own country, you got to pay £2 a tax.
So it's £2 a night. It's not done on percentage, so it doesn't matter the cost of the hotel. I don't feel that's right, because if you're very wealthy, you go into the Ritz, you're paying £1,000 for a room. You're paying £2. But if you go to a cheaper hotel, which says £40 a night, then you've got to pay an extra £2 still. So it's still a flat fee.
That's right.
The same. So you could argue
it's a small negative for our good friends of Whitbread. They of course have the Premier Inns.
Right. Okay. Which are cheaper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Premier Inns, hotels in Scotland, anything like that. Actually, I don't know if it applies to Scotland.
Oh, I believe it would. You would assume it would do, right?
Well, I don't know. We've got the SNP. SNP might say, not in our back garden, pal. Our hotels are free. So that's an interesting one. And if you're a fatty and you like your milkshakes, like some people in this building, you're going to get taxed.
Is that just milkshakes or milk?
Milkshakes.
Just milkshakes?
Yeah.
Well, there's a cheat code around that. You get milk, and then did you ever have, as a kid, have Nesquik, the Nesquik, like, grains as such? I think the powder, that's it. Like, so you get strawberry, chocolate, banana. Just mix that in.
You still have them, don't you?
No. When I was a kid.
Right.
But that is still like a cheap.
Couple of years ago. So yeah, no, pre-prepared milkshakes.
Okay.
So you walk into somewhere like I don't know, W.H. Smith, and you get that
Yuzu.
horrific like cold latte frappuccino in a carton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing from the mighty Pret. But yes, a fat tax on milkshake because they are sugary. I actually don't have a problem with that. If you're going to get diabetes and you're going to go to the NHS,
Yeah.
type 2, not type 1,
Yeah.
because you drink too much sugar, then, I don't think that's...
I guess, yeah.
Right, freezing fuel duty. This is the bizarre one that she's giving away that I actually don't... I think it's a waste of £3 billion.
Is that okay? It's a lot of money.
There's $3 billion that could be spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
Put a penny on fuel. Who cares?
Yeah. Although to be fair, I've read like the black hole is up to £40 billion. I've seen numbers of £20 billion put in about, but I've seen between that range.
No, that's what publication was trying to put that in?
I'll get it up for you now. I'll find it.
Because that's so. I think it's fairly well agreed that it's a 20 billion gap. But she has to end up really. Neville Hill telling us yesterday with 15 billion of headroom. God, may as well talk to the brick wall. So yeah, 15 billion of headroom is what she needs to finish up with.
So this is on IG's website, wrote by financial writer Charles Archer. So what began as predictions of a 20 billion to 30 billion pound shortfall?
What date is that?
Well, it's been very, very recent.
Go on, find it. But yeah, I think a penny on fuel because the oil price has come down so much. And Morgan Stanley and I talking about the oil price going into the 30s by 2027. So we don't need to freeze fuel duty. Stop wasting your money on that, Rachel, and put up petrol prices.
I'm still trying to find the date on this article. Can I read what it says, though? Is that okay, Rick?
Yes, you go for it.
So what begins as a prediction of a 20 to 30 billion pound shortfall has now ballooned to perhaps as much as 40 billion pound when accounting for the OBR's productivity downgrade and Reeves' desire to increase her fiscal buffer. That's why I said 40 billion.
No, sorry. With the buffer, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I take it all back, Mini Cooper.
Thank
you include the
I didn't mention that at the start.
the buffer that she has to do.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Right, a mansion tax. That's right. Oh, Monkey Man, they're coming for you with your 10 million mansion.
Is that 1.5 million pound? Is it a million? Is it 2 million?
2 million.
2 million.
So
Okay.
if your house is worth over 2 million, but the problem is that everything has to be reclassified, right? Because the original council tax was set back in the 1970s.
Okay.
So that's a really tricky one, and it's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because what if your house is worth 1.95?
Yeah. I mean, you sort of want to, if your house was like slightly above 2 million pound, you sort of want to devalue it to avoid paying the tax, right?
Well, Neville Hill said yesterday you just put a picture of Keir Starmer on the front of it, and that's it. You're under 2 million again. We said raising minimum wage. That's great news for you. Of course, the newspapers are still moaning about it. Removing the 2-child benefit cap. Come on.
I saw about that. So on that,
It's a disgrace.
am I right in saying there's no limit? So you could have 6 children, and then you
still
get more.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's to come. But it doesn't matter. If you think you can have a 3rd child, you've got to be able to afford it.
Yeah, that is very true because children are very expensive. I've read online before how each child would cost hundreds of thousands of pounds per child, which of course is a lot of money.
Was that for Angelina Jolie?
Sorry?
Right, and then of course the stealth taxes, they're coming. Those are the easy ones. You don't even notice, right?
So
the your income tax bands don't go up with inflation.
Exactly.
Who cares? You don't notice it.
Yeah.
All the economists in the room losing their heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the obvious ones. So that's it. So where is she going to prioritize growth?
What about the cash ISAs? The cash ISAs.
Cash ISAs getting cut to 12.
I would, yeah, exactly. I was reading the cash ISAs. Now, I was just going to say here at IG, we have a stocks and shares ISA where we offer the current UK base rate, which is 4%.
You don't have to play the drums, don't worry.
I'm using hand movements to help
That's
get my
better.
points across. Okay, there we go. So I was saying 4% It's a current UK Bank of England base rate. Okay, we offer that if clients have an open position or they've traded in that month. Okay, so you can still actually earn cash. You can earn up to £100,000. Well, £100,000 in cash, and you can earn interest on that.
See, and this is the education around this measure has to change, right? Because there's going to be fury across social media and the newspapers today. The cash ISA, she's killing savers.
It makes no difference.
Put it in IG.
It makes no difference at all.
No, put an investment. Put it into an investment ISA at IG, and you get paid your money. In fact, you probably get paid more than you do in a cash ISA.
Exactly, yeah. So you get 4%, and if you want to, of course, you can still invest in S&P 500 ETF or something like that. To get exposure.
No, stop guiding them towards.
No, I'm talking about long-term returns.
FTSE 100 Mini Cooper.
I use S&P as a very safe example because I think S&P 500 will significantly outperform the FTSE 100 in the next 10 years.
Get this guy off. That's it. We're going to a break. Get this guy out of here. Who says that the S&P 500 is going to outperform the FTSE?
That's just my personal view over the next 10 years.
Based on what?
Based on what? Because, well, in US, better productivity, there's a lot more investment. UK, I think...
All in the past.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Labour says.
I am now nailing my colours to the wall of Rachel Reeves. She is going to come out with some absolutely incredible increased productivity, increased growth.
I think you're on a wind-up here.
She's going to save the country today. No, we need a bit of positivity because not a single person is backing her.
Chris Beecham's normally really positive.
And she is going to come out, and I think she's got a rabbit, and she's going to pull that rabbit out of the hat, and the FTSE 250 is going to go through the roof. Cable is going to go 134. Today we're going to get a budget that really changes this country.
I'm not convinced, Rich. I'm not convinced.
Why? She's had bloody 3 months to think about it.
I know, but... Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens at half 12.
I think... Now, what I've heard is that... Who do you trust? Who do you think would know best on what's going to happen?
Do you want me to say you?
No. Jesus, no. We know that's not the case. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs know exactly what's going to happen. Right? So Goldman's came out 2 days ago. British home builders Barratt Redrow, Persimmon and Vistry are initiated with buy recommendations at Goldman Sachs as analysts see improving volume growth and expanding margins across the sector. So they come out with buys. Persimmon 1446. Where's Persimmon trading?
Let's have a look.
Let's go. Persimmon is £13. So they see over, what's that, about 13%? And look at how this thing, since it was upgraded as well, it's already gone £1. It's already gone 8% since Goldman's came out with this upgrade. So if these home builders have been really strong the last couple of days, is that because there's going to be a huge reduction in red tape, like there needs to be in this country for building a home and getting permission?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it is, of course, a major issue. Like, there's too many people, not enough houses, right? Also, I was going to say, going back to the budget, we'll talk about inheritance tax and pensions.
Right, go on.
So, don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but I'm very sure how at 55 you can take out 25% of the value of your pension up to circa. Stop. Up to around 250k tax free.
Yep, correct.
Which they could potentially change. And then in addition...
What would you do to that?
Well, I assume they would have modelled it from their end to see if they could potentially change anything. But i.e., they could reduce that amount. So,
but you'd have to reduce it because you couldn't do it to somebody who's 54 years old.
No, they would be,
because the audience now are going to get. Right. So you would say anybody born after 1980, can no longer take money out at 55. They take it out at 57,
or they can take out less. And if someone take out more, they can pay tax on it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do something like that. And then the pension allowance that you can so forego your salary.
Yeah.
Are you already doing that? I bet you are.
I am doing that. I'm on around 520, 530 a month now, which is okay, I guess.
£500 a month?
Yeah, just over. Yeah.
Mate, well done.
So I just have like a Fidelity account, which opts in with IG, and it's just like a global shares tracker, so just equities. Yeah.
That's incredible. £500 a month. That's way more than I put in when I was that age, which was a long time ago, to be fair.
When I was a grad, I didn't do it though, to be fair.
No, that's
When I was a graduate, I didn't do it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
It's very responsible of you, and you deserve.
Yeah. The thing is, when I get older, I worry about like they're going to make like the pension age like 70 or something.
Oh, it has to be.
Well, at least 70.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but remember that you're going to live to like 120.
I don't want to live to 120.
You don't know what it feels like.
I'll be in a wheelchair from 120. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, because there'll be magic legs by then.
We'll see.
Right. Now, what's Jugger saying? Jugger, what are you saying? The show is far less quiet. What's far less quiet? As in the volume, or us chatting? Less volume.
Less volume. Are we not speaking loud enough, Rich?
Yeah, we can shout at you if you like. Right. Let's. So that's all the UK stuff, right? Let's see how that is getting us ready. I did buy more FTSE 250 yesterday, so I'm not just messing around when I say I think this is going to be taken well. We do have skin in the game. US 500s, we are seeing the Santa rally has begun, Mini Cooper.
So S&P, we are up 0.43%. NASDAQ, we're up slightly more at 0.59%. FTSE is less than the S&P at this current moment in time. It's up 0.31%. We've got DAX up 0.77%. And EU stocks 50 up 0.83%.
So it's a cracking start.
Well, we've got the VIX down.
To those of you that are long.
VIX down 0.41%.
That's right. So really a Thanksgiving special. Budget, great. Thanksgiving, obviously, US getting ramped into their long weekend. For somebody like me who's an option seller, this is the dream, the absolute dream. Vol dropping and then 4 days of theta. It is Christmas.
Christmas come early.
Christmas come early. 4 days of theta. Thank you very much. I'll almost be able to pay my £2 tourist tax.
Well, that was free out for your Christmas presents.
I might actually go and book a hotel.
Go and book a hotel.
Right. Faisal Lanwar trying to break my good mood, saying Oracle yesterday. What happened, Oracle?
I was off desk most of yesterday, so I didn't see.
Oh, you missed all this? Oh,
I missed a lot of it, yeah. I was at the UK offsite.
I won't ask any questions there, just in case we get an answer. Now, Oracle, what a day yesterday. Absolutely incredible. Now, what's going on here? So there was a downgrade by, I think it was Jeffries, going from 300 target price to a 200 target price.
Wow.
Right. Now, the stock was already trading at 199.
Okay.
Then on the US Open, actually from 130 onwards, it absolutely cratered. And this is what you call a washout.
Okay.
Right? Anybody that was a weak hand in Oracle is now gone.
Okay.
Because this stock traded down to $186. $186. Let's get a better chart there for us. This was, I actually had to close my computer and walk away. I bought 50 at about 188, but that was on the way back up. Now, this wasn't even the stupidest thing that happened yesterday. The stupidest thing was Broadcom. Broadcom, obviously, a massive beneficiary of this story in between Google and Meta, because Broadcom is responsible for the TPUs. Look at this.
What happened there?
From the US Open. So that's where Broadcom should have been,
yeah.
And it's where it is now, right? But these stupid machines on the US Open just absolutely hosed it from 390 down to 374. I bought it all the way down. And
that's the thing when it's on leverage. Obviously, if you're actually investing in it, then of course it doesn't matter that much. It's gone back up to almost where it was straight after. But if you're on leverage, and of course, get margin called.
yeah, I mean, there was no question of that. But
I'm just saying,
the loss was not pretty.
I know you
I think I was down about
managed
$3,000 just on this position. And because 391 to 372 it was at its worst. Had my average in price was 383, and so I ended up selling it when it got up 383, 384.
Yeah.
Because having been down $3,000, you're like, oh my, I will get out. I will take flat.
Yeah.
Got out of it for flat, and then the thing rallies 3% in my face. Brilliant. So it's a real minefield out there. So be careful. You know, we're looking better this morning, but the differentiation is the word I was looking for. Differentiation in the moves here is absolutely incredible. Look at that. Alphabet up 3.7% against an AMD down 4, Nvidia down 2.5, Netflix down 2, Meta up 4.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really dangerous. So you got to be careful.
Exactly. Out of interest, what's the client sentiment at the moment on Broadcom?
Oh, I would imagine it's 100% long.
100. I'll go 80. I'll go 88.
You go 88.
I'll go 88.
Right. So I get 95 and above. You get 88 and below.
You get 95 and above. I get 94 and below.
No. We'll go, okay, 92. I get 92 and higher. You get 92 and lower. Deal?
Right, deal then.
Right. Loser has to go and get a coffee.
No vitamin C tablets.
Okay, for vitamin C tablets. Ooh, 71.
Oh, I'm shocked by that, to be fair.
Which one of you is short Broadcom? Have you not seen the news?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear that.
By that.
I am shocked by that as well. That is really interesting. God, right, I'm gonna. What kind do you want? Tell me.
This colour, raspberry.
Raspberry, right. So with all that happening, we have got the London Stock Exchange open in about 7 minutes' time. We're going to go through any news from this morning, any upgrades, downgrades, when we get back from the break in approximately 2.5 minutes.
Let's do it.
We'll see you then. Do you like the sound of tax-free trading? Well, that's exactly what spread betting enables you to do. This tax-free way of trading lets you speculate on the price of over 17,000 financial instruments, like shares, indices, forex, and commodities, without actually owning them. With spread betting, you can benefit from both rising and falling prices, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going down, then you can sell short. Not only is spread betting exempt from capital gains tax, but it's also commission-free. All you pay is the spread. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves. Welcome to the Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals.
And I've seen at first hand the power of the wealth creation that one has been able to obtain from this industry. What we're going to do is we're going to put it into action by creating our own model portfolio.
We're going to be talking about the big indices that are around the world, because that is probably some of the safest ways for you to invest your money.
We need to bring this to everybody and help them then take control of their own investment story.
Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham every Friday when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience.
Hello, I'm Axel Rudolph, Senior Technical Analyst at IG and Fellow of the Society of Technical Analysts with over 30 years experience in trading the financial markets. Every Monday I break down a carefully selected trade setup live in my Trade of the Week. Whether you're new to trading or have years of experience, Trade of the Week will help you to generate powerful trade ideas and execute them with precision using stop losses and profit targets. So if you're looking to enhance your skills and boost your confidence in the markets, join me every Monday for my Trade of the Week live on Trade Live with IG.
If you're looking for flexible ways to trade financial markets, whether you're experienced or new to trading, you've come to the right place. CFDs let you speculate on the price of financial instruments like shares, indices, forex, and commodities without actually owning them. You can benefit from both rising and falling prices across 17,000 markets, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going to go down, you sell. When trading CFDs, you're trading on leverage. Now, leverage lets you trade bigger positions with less money up front. So this increases your profits on your trades, but also remember your losses are also amplified. So be sure to manage your risk. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you... Friar Tuck saying he's in Sydney and he doubts more than 200 people in the whole country, even though it's a UK budget. It's just not a thing on a global scale, is it? Well, just wait until the gilt market shits out, then you'll soon see it when people know about it. But Friar Tuck, this Friday, I am booking my flights to Sydney. So if you know of a nice cheap rental on the beach in Bondi,
what about restaurant recommendations as well?
What's that?
Restaurant recommendations.
Restaurant recommendations, yeah. In Sydney. Get some panda.
Panda?
I'm talking about Australia. I have an official apology to make to you.
After you?
I'm sorry. When the whole story about BHP and Anglos came out of the weekend.
Okay.
And the story, of course, was BHP went to Anglos and said, hey, still fancy this merger? And Anglos went, no interest. BHP, oh, well, I wasn't asking anyway. I liken that to your love life.
What do you know about my love life?
Well, just, you know, when you're out and about and you go and ask a girl, do you want a drink? And she goes, no. Then you go, well, I wasn't going to buy you one anyway.
You think I'd say that? I'm too nice. I'm too nice.
Right, Mini Cooper, what are we looking at as the market's about to open in 90 seconds?
I am on the LSE top traded news page, which is usually where I send out news in the morning. So I filtered by most read, of course, which is what I usually do.
Well done.
We've got Pets at Home Group, so we've got FY26 interim results.
Yes.
We have got Mobico Group, Q3 trading update. We've got Intertech Group, uses with respect to an acquisition.
Getting a bit desperate now.
Well, that's number 4 on the list.
Right.
Auction Technology Group, full year results.
Right. Confirmed rebalance changes in the FTSE will be announced after the market close on 3rd of December in British land, out WPP.
Oh.
And then AstraZeneca announces FDA approval of Imfinzi.
Okay.
We've had big US moves last night, didn't we? Up 17% Urban Outfitters.
Okay, I I didn't look at that one.
Down 17%.
I looked at Dell and Hewlett Packard.
Hewlett Packard down 17%. We'll talk about Dell. Well, you and Ange talk about Dell. How about that? Grab your bell.
And then we had Alibaba yesterday at 10:30 where it was up 4.5%, 10:30 in the morning UK time.
Ring that, baby. Now, Shell have been downgraded. And you've got an upgrade in Carlsberg. That's it.
Interesting. Shell's one of the biggest constituents in the FTSE 100.
So for this big budget day, is it going to be quiet in the FTSE or have the leaks got everybody going? Ah, damn it. I wanted to buy that defense ETF yesterday and I haven't.
Ooh. Hindsight.
Right. Rios and BHP strong this morning, up 1.8 for BHP, up 1 for Rio Tinto. The commodities must be strong, Mini Cooper.
We've got Rolls-Royce up 0.86%. We've got Scottish Mortgage Investment Trust up 1.14%. IAG up 0.46%. We've got JD Sports up 0.43%. And we've got AstraZeneca, who are up 0.2%.
And the losers.
Got Easyjet there.
Bad day yesterday.
Down 1.08%. Diageo down 95 basis points. M&S down 0.73%. We've got Whitbread down at 0.49%.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's the real UK Easyjet, Centrica, Marks, Whitbread, Kingfisher. You know, those are real UK centric. So bit of concern there.
Bit fair. There you go. BP. I saw BP up. Going mad. Maybe BHP. Maybe I'm going crazy.
Have we got Shell on that downgrade? Where is Shell?
Shell PLC down 0.12%.
Okay, so flat. And Wetherspoon's flat as well. I still want to buy Wetherspoons at some point before the World Cup. You're not convinced,
No,
are you?
I'm not convinced.
Puma had a strong day yesterday. There's ASML. What else have we seen in Europe, Mini?
So we've got L'Oreal up 1.44%. We have got Kering up 1.11%. We've got Deutsche Bank up 1.04%. And we've got luxury fashion brands, Hermes and LVMH, which are up just under 1%. We've also got Ryanair there, who are up 0.86%.
Interesting. So they're winning and EasyJet's losing.
Exactly, yeah.
Terence just giving us some value add in the ear.
Some intel, yeah. What's he saying? Something useful, I hope.
Nestle down 1%, InBev down 1%, and then we've got an array of European stocks down 0.5%. So it's relatively quiet considering such big moves in the US. But the recovery's on, the Santa rally's on, the Thanksgiving rally is here, and is in full force. Shall we have a look at commodities, seeing as these miners are strong? There we go.
Here we go. So we've got Brent crude down 0.16%. We've got spot silver up just over 1%. Copper up 1%.
Silver's had a big recovery.
Can we have a look at the silver price chart, Rich?
Yes, let's do that.
Have a look.
Okay, so
I remember it had that day. It must have been around 3-4 weeks ago when silver was down 7% in one day and gold was down 5%. So we've seen a rally. Rally lately.
That's starting to look a nice chart there.
Very nice chart.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, we like that, don't we?
Very nice chart.
Oh, I'm tempted.
Should we have a guess at the client sentiment on this, if you can redeem yourself? Come on. I will go...
Getting all Larry with his double and quit.
I will go 75% long.
Buy.
No, just now. So client sentiment.
Yeah, I get it. I'm saying I'm a buyer at 75. So I get 75 and above. You get 74 and below.
Enough. I'm nervous.
Come on. For the win. Oh, you.
You now owe me
I'm so competitive. I hate this.
It's fine, Rich. It's fine. I won't give you another chance, though.
Right, so I've got to buy you vitamin tablets and what?
Just get me 2 lots of vitamin tablets. It's fine. They're only £1 each.
Go on the imagination. Well, it's perfect because it's buy one, get one free, so loser. Right, currencies ahead of this big budget then. What is cable going to be in 24 hours' time?
Well, you said earlier 1.33. I'd say 1.31.
Okay, so you think
slightly down
we're going
from where it is now? Only slightly.
I hope not, because I've got the 130.5 puts and the 132 calls.
Okay.
So I've got a wide
but
strangle on there.
Cable is one to watch.
Yeah, cable's one to watch, but also, not forgetting GBP against the euro, because of course it is. It's the dollar is volatile at the moment. But let's just have a look look at GBP euro. Wow. That is disappointing. So, God, the tourists from Europe, they don't care, do they?
Okay, at all.
£2 a night for a hotel when you're getting that kind of value. That is really disappointing. I did not realise.
£2 a night, I think, has put me in a bad mood. Even though I don't often stay in hotels, it's just...
Me too. It's
well, I think we should be
so non-British.
Yeah, we should be promoting more people coming to the country, spending money.
Yeah.
It's good for the country. It's good for the economy.
All right, but would you pay more in petrol to let tourists stay in a night for free?
I personally would, yes, due to the fact that I don't have a car anymore.
So you wouldn't.
And it promotes electric cars, which is good for the environment, and I care about.
Well, no, she's slamming electric cars as well.
Oh, okay.
So you're now going to have to pay per mile for an electric car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No,
well, nothing you can do then.
R6 Senna, no, exactly. Is there a reason that gold is not on the major commodity watch list or WTI? It's because Luke Moore is not doing his job. Luke Moore promised us this 4 weeks ago to get, and we'll show you what we're talking about, right? This is an absolute disgrace that gold or WTI have been taken off the major commodities list, and Luke Moore is responsible for putting them back on. So come on, Luke, or we'll have to get the better Luke to do it.
The better Luke. I'm liking that word.
Right, markets then. FTSE.
Yeah, that's what it was looking like. Well, it would have been 5 minutes ago. Not really much change. FTSE, DAX. We've got Wall Street, S&P, NASDAQ, all up. Just drop your pen.
Playing drums with it. So the FTSE's a little bit of a double win today. It's not often you get an asymmetrical risk, right? And the reason I say this is because if Reeves pulls it out of the bag, right, then we're going to be past the concern. We're not going to worry about gilts falling out of bed, right? The FTSE goes higher on that.
Okay.
If she messes up and cable drops, then you've got the benefit of the FTSE going higher. The 250 will get killed, but the FTSE will benefit from the weaker cable.
And am I right in saying that you said earlier that you have a long position on the FTSE 250?
I have gone long the FTSE 250.
Very nice.
FTSE 100, I've got a couple of options positions, but not anything too big.
Yeah.
So that I'm concerned at those because they might well be wrong. Right, it is almost time for Guess the Chart. Rico Seagal, yes, the 2 videos on my book, he's talking about my TikTok Rich Macro Trades. I have done the other video it's 7.5 minutes long.
Wow.
I don't know how I managed to.
Can TikTok even allow a video which is that long?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
But what's happening is the captions aren't working. So I'm trying to find a way on getting the captions on this long video, and then I'll post it as soon as I do.
Remember when you did a video on the yen trade where you got like a ridiculous number of views, didn't you?
Well, it was 3.9 million, and it's now 4.
Now 4 million.
I don't know what happened in Japan, but yeah, TikTok. So yeah, 4 million views, and the video is bonkers.
It's very good.
I paid about £300 for that.
£300? How did you spend the £300?
No, you get paid.
Oh, you're saying you got paid £300?
TikTok pay you.
Yes, but and you got paid £300? Did you say for it? It's good.
Yep,
it's good money.
Good. That's 150 nights in a hotel.
Well, it depends where.
Right, it is Minnie Cooper and Angeline coming up next. So let's hear what value adds these two have with after the break with Guess the Chart. What country is it in? It's the US. They've been getting really tricky. I think we might have to change up Guess the Chart soon. Do you think? Let's see what the people think.
Last time,
let's get the poll on it.
Last time I came on, it was Palo Alto Networks, I believe, and they were actually reporting that night.
Yeah, but what was yesterday's? Yesterday's was like
Something.
I've never even heard of it. Workday.
Workday. You've never heard of Workday? You should be using it more. We use it here at IG.
No, that's why I've never heard of it. Yeah, so let's do a poll. Do you think we need to revamp Guess the Chart into something else, something different?
Okay.
Because, you know, if I had been watching the show this long, Guess the Chart was really exciting to start with, but I don't know if it's as exciting now.
What
Might just be me.
What else could we do? Well, we have to have a think.
Yeah. So let's get that poll up. But the poll that we've had been running is, what are your thoughts on the UK budget later? The highest one is, don't trust her, it will be a red day.
Whereas you think...
This is why I'm saying, this is why it's going to be green, because everybody in the country is so anti-Rachel, they think it's going to be terrible, and the market is therefore already pricing that in. Feeling positive, 30% of you are feeling positive, and 22% say only time will tell. 65 votes. And we know Friar Tuck doesn't care, because he's sitting on the beach in summer. Oh. Good. Right. We'll see you after the break.
Wake up slow with the sun on my face. Laptop open to that digital place. Candles dancing on the screen so bright. Is it going left or swinging right? Rich says short like he always do. Aim says nah, that trend ain't true. Phil just laughs playing his part and says take a breath and guess the chart. Guess the chart, guess the line. Will it break or will it climb? Could be gold, could be grain, could be booming or just plain pain. Guess the chart, don't be shy. One small move and you'll touch the sky. Guess the chart, win or lose, pick your path, you got to choose. Now we're rolling live with IG. Vibes are high like the S&P. Cam and Dom in the studio groove. John Nez and Terrence make the cameras move. Dr. Watson's got that eagle eye, watching every tick as the candles fly. It's not about the fear or doubt, it's just the thrill when the trend breaks out. Guess the chart, guess the line. Will it break or will it climb? Could be gas, could be steel, could be gains that don't feel real. Guess the chart, take your time. Is it new or a classic sign? Guess the chart, trust the flow. You never really know till the candles show. Draw your lines and sip your tea, but the market moves so endlessly. Could be slow like a lazy tide, then spike up fast like a carnival ride. RSI swinging MACD low, price action putting on a show. I don't know and you don't know, but we all tune in for the candle glow. Guess the chart, guess the line. Is it yours or is it mine? Guess the chart, ride the vibe. It's more than stats, it's a state of mind. Guess the chart, let it play. Could be night or break of day. Guess the chart, hit a call. Sometimes the best moves, none at all.
Hey, welcome back. And we're joined by Axel Rudolph ahead of budget day. It's so exciting.
Is it?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. It was a damp squib the last year. We were watching this live from the trading floor, remember?
Yep.
So I think it's going to be more exciting this time. Before we continue, I'm just going to tease up. I'm sure you have this all penciled in and stuck on that post-it note on your fridge. But Axel, Chris, and Richie Rich are going to do a live here later today, whilst I will be on the green opposite Westminster for IG. Not my first time on the green, but there'll be plenty of people that I know there as well. Friar Tucker, Donny, Jim, and also Boise. Boise, good morning to you. Let's do guess the chart first, because do we have a winner? Let's have a look. Salesforce. Pilatus again. Did you guess? Did you guess as you were coming in?
It's got an IE.
Pilatus.
AI.
Yeah.
IE. Good start to the day.
How much we had to drink this Christmas season so far. Pilatus, well done you. Are you sure you're not using some form of AI, you know, or research, as Chris Beecham puts it?
Yes.
Speaking of research, we've done a ton of research ahead of budget day. What is your expectation, first of all?
Well, I found that yesterday already we got what looked to me like on purpose leaked news about the budget. So I don't think it'll be a big surprise. But we had a discussion this morning with Rich, didn't we, about Rachel perhaps pulling a rabbit out of the hat. So there might still be a surprise somewhere in there that wasn't leaked yesterday. But if what we saw yesterday is going to be the case, if that's the new budget, it's actually not that exciting, to be honest.
No, it feels like 2024 again.
It does. And why would you delay a budget to then not make big changes? I just don't understand.
Well, it has been called fiscal fandango, and many market watchers saying, you know, she's delayed it to try and fly the kite and test the waters, right, to see what the reaction is. I'm actually thinking she might surprise, and where I think she might surprise is on the gambling and betting side. Remember last year, everyone was waiting on this, right? Waiting on this, trader friends, but it didn't come to pass. So I am looking at companies like Entain, just putting that up there for you. So maybe Flutter as well, 888, companies like this, that perhaps she might decide this time round she is going to put these names in the crosshairs. Betfred 888 is the other one I am watching as well. We heard Mini Cooper here earlier on talking about the fact that he is going long FTSE to, what was it? FTSE
250?
250. So he's going for small caps. Let's talk about gilts. Of course, that is where the barometer of whether you know, it was a well-received budget or not well-received budget. Let's start with that first.
So if we look at the UK long gilts here, we can see that already yesterday we had the move up, probably because of the leaked news. Yeah.
One of the many.
Yeah. We'll have to see whether that continues or not, because I think the stock market, the FTSE, is not going to react that much, in my opinion, unless we have a big surprise there. But the gilt market might move more because obviously it will depend whether this budget will bring potentially inflation down, and therefore also whether the Bank of England can continue to cut rates and perhaps do so more aggressively, which would obviously have an impact on gilts. So I'm going to look at the gilt market, and we can see here, I mean, nothing really much happened. We were sort of stalling for the last few weeks, and we dipped a bit. Now we're going back up again. Really not that exciting. So I prefer actually, for trading purposes, to look at cable. And as you know, I mean, I went long, I think it was a couple of weeks now, on Trade of the Week, British pounds against the US dollar. We did go up from our entry level, this horizontal line here at 130.70 or 90, can't really remember. 60, I think it was actually. We went up, didn't quite hit our target, went down again, but we held above the support, and now we've broken through a downtrend line. So that looks exciting to me. So I think if we can go above the highs we saw yesterday, so 132.13 or 14 on cable today, we could actually head back towards the 133 area. That's what I think might happen. It will very much depend on the budget and the impact on the budget on inflation and therefore on the monetary policy by the Bank of England.
Nice. And what's also interesting is, let's have a look at my chart, the FTSE as well, because, you know, the FTSE, very interesting chart here. We've got, you know, support seen. I've tried to draw the area of support there and also area of resistance there. The FTSE has been on a tear recently. Hasn't it, this year? And what's really concerning is it's just since mid-November come off its march. I think Rich is a bit upset because he printed these caps that said 10,000. Have you seen those?
Well, we got close enough, but that's typical. You know, round numbers in financial markets do attract investors. But once you get close to them, it's always a good idea to get out of your long positions just below the round number, because everybody else has got it in their minds and might want to sell up there. So that's something which is totally normal. We got close enough, though, didn't we?
We did. The question is, will we march back towards that level before the end of the year, or are we going to falter?
I believe we're going to falter, and the reason being, even once the budget is out of the way, if you look at the S&P, yesterday, it actually closed above the big sell-off high we saw on Thursday. And you can see we're just powering ahead and going higher. We haven't seen that on the FTSE. If you go back to the FTSE chart, you will see it's a much, much weaker bounce, probably because of the budget. But you can see here, we haven't even retraced half of the down move we've seen in the last few weeks. So for that reason, unless the S&P and the Dow make new record highs, I don't think the FTSE will.
I like the fact that you have brought that up as well, because I'm going to put that, well, I'm just doing it by eye, friends, here. So halfway, we always try and look at the halfway point of the drop. You're right, hasn't even gone back there yet. Julian, good morning. Yes, Rich and Minnie Cooper were talking about going along the 250, saying we all know to do the opposite of Rich. There's a contrarian Rich indicator here.
Poor Rich.
Rich. Away for our numbers. Neil, good morning to you. And on the green, Jonathan Pye style. I do not know this Jonathan Pye style. Do you know Jonathan Pye?
I don't. No.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. And Axel, could we take a look at core weave and euro dollar? Oh my goodness. Let's start with core weave, because I am down 1K on core weave, as Axel also knows, because I have been talking to him about this. You know, core weave has recently found a bit of a base there, but that is not to say it is out of the danger zone.
No, it definitely isn't. I mean, what you've just drawn on here is exactly what you need to do. That rectangle,
yeah, I'm going to try and pull it.
If we can manage to reverse to the upside and close above last week's high, then perhaps you could see a bottoming formation becoming apparent here. But right now, we failed at that resistance, the previous lows. It's typical classical technical analysis here. So the odds are greater for it to continue to slide than to revert, unless we see that reversal and rise above last week's highs.
Yeah, and where we are looking at, Neil, is if my MSTA exam certification is worth its salt, then we are looking, I'm going to try and draw the next level of interest will be there if we fail in that area.
Yeah, we would go back down to those lows.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my goodness me. Painful. Let's look at the... Thanks, Neil. I now have heartburn. Let's take a look at, I do have a position in core weave. Let's take a look at euro dollar then.
Well, euro dollar is bouncing back, isn't it? I mean, it's still not broken through that downtrend if you draw it from the highs. Basically, that hasn't been breached as far as I know. But we're trying to head there, and we would need to take out all the highs going back to 117 or something like that to really get the bulls back in control. So it's a long way away. We've got a lot of interim highs here around 116.50, I believe, up to 117 area. And I don't think we're going to break through those anytime soon. But we're heading in that direction, at least in the short term, because the dollar is weakening because of the weak data we saw out over the course of the last few days. And obviously now we have, which is really interesting, is that last week we went down to, what was it, 33% probability of seeing a Fed cut in December. Now we're back at 80 or something. I mean, it's completely swung around just because a few Fed members said, oh no, we're going to continue to cut rates.
Yeah, the volatility and the pendulum swings is something to behold in itself. And also, Neil, just chiming in with what Axel was saying, because of this pendulum swing, do bear in mind that there's nothing, as we've seen so far this year, nothing stopping the mood music from suddenly changing. And I am hearing from across the Atlantic that we could perhaps see the Fed sugar up the markets in 2026. Some even saying they might have to cut more than expected. Therefore, you'll see a further weakening of the dollar. Jesse 14, morning. Jesse, of course, coming from Germany, saying they do not talk about the budget, the UK budget very much over there, probably as much as we talk about the German budget. Jesse 14 asking any thoughts on support level for oil if Russian sanctions are lifted on a ceasefire. Let's have a look at oil. We haven't looked at that recently.
Yes, well, I mean, I guess you would want to look at Brent because we're in Europe. But yes, the oil price has been quite weak this year, and it is hitting, the Saudis quite hard. They've just announced, I think, last week that the line, that new city they're building, they will have to cut it short because it just costs too much. And obviously, they also pledged, what was it, $1 trillion in the end to Donald Trump in of the $600 billion. But yes, I mean, the oil price, as you can see here, it is still in a downtrend. And technically, for me, I wouldn't be surprised if next year we're going to retest the $50 mark and even lower. This trend is going down. And whatever the fundamentals may be, look at the trend. I mean, it's clearly telling you it's grinding lower, and it continues to do so. So I'm not a bull on oil, definitely not.
This is still a short. I mean, no matter which way you cut it at the moment, unless we have some sudden change in mood music that points to rising hostilities. And of course, we still got the supply glut.
Yes.
So that is the bigger picture for you, Jesse. Just we've got a few more minutes to go. Please put all your questions here. Andrew McKilvey, my goodness me. I'm so pleased you said that. Yes, cheer myself up. Looking at IAG, International Consolidated Airlines. Take a look at that. I'm so pleased I hung on to this, Andrew. Conviction here. And it has moved higher above my areas of interest that I drew for you. Axel, in case you didn't know the backstory, I did a lot of market research whilst flying across to Asia. And I flew BA and spoke to a lot of cabin crew to find out what was happening internally. And they were saying that since lockdown ended, there are no quiet periods anymore. No quiet periods. They can't even, as staff, because BA flight crew or flight attendants, they get one free route a year. And normally they can just spot a quiet one and just book that one. But it has to be last minute. But they're saying that it's so difficult now that they sometimes have to defer it into the next year. So they get 2 free routes. So that gives you an idea of how full their flights are. And they said it is the same across for the other airlines too, Iberia, etc. It is making its way up. Price action has crossed above the 100 EMA and also the 20 and the 50. What do you think of that chart there, Axel?
Well, as long as we hold above those lows we saw earlier in this month, I think we're fine. But if we were to fall through there, then obviously it wouldn't be that good. We would probably top out here. But what I want to see on this one, but it's quite a long move, is a rise and a close above the midpoint of that big red Marubozu candle here, which we tried to do on the bounce, but then failed and then retested the support. But because we held recently at that support, I do think it's looking quite positive and we're heading back up again. But don't forget, this is also in the context of risk on being back on the plate at the moment. So
yeah,
as long as that continues, this chart will probably also continue to rise.
And oil prices stay low. Jesse, don't jinx us, Jesse. Will we get a Santa rally? What do you think? Do you think does it feel like a Santa rally now that we've had, the last week and maybe some of the froth come out? Rich and I talked a lot about this. We felt quite ill 3 weeks ago, but after the moves in the last week, we feel a bit more confident that we might have from now on a slow, steady rise in the markets. Not a huge, big move up, but a slow, steady rise up.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, unless we take out the lows from last week, for me, the trend is still your friend and still pointing upwards. So.
Nice. Right. We have peers coming up in the show. And also, don't forget, with Rich and the Caudal CEO interview with myself. Thank you so much, all of you, including Monkey Man, for sending in your questions for the Caudal CEO, which is, of course, a lithium miner. Thank you so much, Axel, for answering all our questions. And don't forget, we've got that live, of course, for the budget later on. And read out the poll. Oh.
If you're looking for flexible ways to trade financial markets, whether you're experienced or new to trading, you've come to the right place. CFDs let you speculate on the price of financial instruments like shares, indices, forex, and commodities without actually owning them. You can benefit from both rising and falling prices across 17,000 markets, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going to go down, you sell. When trading CFDs, you're trading on leverage. Now, leverage lets you trade bigger positions with less money up front. So this increases your profits on your trades, but also remember your losses are also amplified. So be sure to manage your risk. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade CFDs with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves. Welcome to The Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals. Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts, Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham, every Friday when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience. Do you like the sound of tax-free trading? Well, that's exactly what spread betting enables you to do. This tax-free way of trading lets you speculate on the price of over 17,000 financial instruments, like shares, indices, forex, and commodities, without actually owning them. With spread betting, you can benefit from both rising and falling prices, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going down, then you can sell short. Not only is spread betting exempt from capital gains tax, but it's also commission-free. All you pay is the spread. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, Join the conversation and be inspired to make moves.
Hello, I'm Axel Rudolph, Senior Technical Analyst at IG and Fellow of the Society of Technical Analysts with over 30 years experience in trading the financial markets. Every Monday I break down a carefully selected trade setup live in my Trade of the Week. Whether you're new to trading or have years of experience, Trade of the Week will help you to generate powerful trade ideas and execute them with precision using stop losses and profit targets. So if you're looking to enhance your skills and boost your confidence in the markets, join me every Monday for my Trade of the Week live on Trade Live with IG.
Welcome to the Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals.
And I've seen at first hand the power of the wealth creation that one has been able to obtain from this industry. What we're going to do is we're going to put it into action by creating our own model portfolio.
We're going to be talking about the big indices that are around the world, because that is probably some of the safest ways for you to invest your money.
We need to bring this to everybody and help them then take control of their own investment story.
Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts, Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham, every Friday when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience.
My kids were just so excited about putting it up. It's very simple.
Morning, everybody. Tell you a story about that. Rico Segal has just said in the chat, there's a rumor Piers already his Christmas tree up. That's because he's had it in one of his videos. He had to put it in one of his videos because when he had a TV in the background, TikTok, that you thought he was just live streaming CNBC.
Yeah.
And gave him 2 slaps on the wrist.
Yeah, so I did so many, my videos look quite similar because they're recorded in the same spot, often with the same hat or whatever. I find it extraordinary that the algorithm can't figure out that the words are completely different.
He drones on about the same stuff all the time.
Yeah, okay,
and they said, mate, you're getting boring now. Change it up a bit, will you? Right, welcome to Apex Trading Live. How are you on the show on YouTube? How are you on TikTok? If you want to come into the show on YouTube, you can ask questions. You can only ask questions on the YouTube, Trade Live with IG. We get the questions up live and we're ready to answer them. The thing I want to know today, Piers Buckworth, is what the hell is a TPU?
Yeah.
What's the difference with a GPU? And why have Google managed to sneak this so stealth-like to the market and suddenly be a $4 trillion company?
Well, let's break this down. First of all, they haven't snuck it to the market at all. They've been telling the market since 2013 over and over and over and over again, and no one cared or listened about that. First, Tensor, TPU stands for Tensor Processing Unit, where the word tensor comes from based on tensors, which are neural pathways, all based on deep learning, deep machine learning. And this is a reminder to everyone. I mean, I must have said this 100,000 times over the last 10 years about Google, which is that they are the original AI house. That's what they do. They have 100. I want to say PhDs, but they're not PhDs, just very highly academic people in the AI space, at least. Very, very deep-minded who have been in the company for a long time.
And is it Google that are also hiring aggressively?
They kind of, but not as aggressively as some. As like they're all. I mean, Meta. Meta are the ones that really hired aggressively. I mean, we can get back to that in a second. But what the thing is that when ChatGPT hit the screens, overnight, Google had some egg on their face. Yeah. Because they were meant to be Gemini and Tensor. And their entire deep learning ecosystem was meant to be the king of AI. And we're back. Now they are.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there's lots of different moving parts to this. First of all, Google, the market is very emotional and very fickle, right? 6 months ago, Google's, the questions were being asked, are Google over? Are they done? The search business is done, right? And so it's very, and not much has changed. Not much has changed. They beat their earnings, so what? They have managed to convince the market that Gemini is better than everyone else. That's great. That's not a surprise, to be honest.
The first thing was the judge ruling, right?
Well, the judge ruling, of course, is part of the equation, but no one's even talking about that.
Well, the argument was search is done. Nobody's ever going to Google search anymore. They're all going to go onto AI. And Google was allegedly a monopoly. The judge said, you're not a monopoly. You don't have to worry about it because you've got so many competitors now, mate.
Yeah.
You're behind in AI, so you can go for your life. And we see exactly what's happened since that ruling.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's definitely part of it. But again, it's the ultimate positioning story, right? Because this company is it's not big money. They're not ever. You're either underweight or flat or overweight on Alphabet. You don't not own it.
Yeah.
Right. So the big money that makes the real difference to retail aren't going to have a bloody chance in hell of moving their stock, right? So it's big money, and big money were underweight, and they've moved to overweight. It's as simple as that, and that is a massive part of that move. How much overweight they're all, and how much further to go. You know, my instincts are that this stock now has pretty much as much good news priced into it for the time being that you could price in.
And regarding that news, take us through what's happened in the last 48 hours, right? So last week we had Buffett buying $5 billion at some point in the past 3 months.
Yeah.
But the last 48 hours, you've had two big news stories.
Well, there was two things back to back. One was Gemini. Gemini 3 was launched, and it was, you always have to just take this at face value, right? That you read as many news sources as you get, but I haven't gone through the functionality myself. According to those who the critics, it's faster and better than everything else, apparently. Musk also claims that his Grok 4 is the fastest thing, and I'm sure that OpenAI claim that theirs is the fastest thing. Quite frankly, I don't know. All I know
is whoever's released.
Yeah, they're all pretty good. But I will say that Google I haven't used Gemini, actually, to be honest. I actually use Grok. But I have no doubt that it's first class. These people are first class. They're amazing, right? But, so there was that, and then the following day, we, of course, got this news with regard to the TPU. And the TPU news, albeit not a surprise to those of us who have followed Google closely for many years, it's a pretty groundbreaking moment, and it needs to be broken down, and it needs to be compartmentalized. And the knee-jerk sell-off in AMD and Nvidia yesterday makes sense because it's risk management. These stocks are being priced as if there's no competition in this space, and now there is. So there's risk management, and it's blanket, and it got overdone.
And so, is this a true competitor to Nvidia?
Yes and no, but the data center is a big game, right? The data center has multiple chips and multiple chip companies selling into it.
Yeah.
This is not a GPU, it's a TPU. Now, a TPU, ultimately, if you wanted to really get... The thing about the TPU, which is so exciting, is its next generation, right?
Okay.
We started with CPUs, and then we got to GPUs, and then GPUs now can do what CPUs can do as well.
And then C3PO is next, or that's already been...
Which one? Yeah, there he is. And then we've got, and then the XPU, which was an Intel idea, which is them put together. It all sounds quite confusing, but just know this: the TPU ultimately has proven now that it can run as an operating system outside its own ecosystem. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Google becoming more of a player here. It's the ultimate AI chip. That's the thing. So
for which customer though? Do they do different things?
Well, they don't do acceleration, right? So this is the thing. This is the major point. We have to spend too much time that we have on this show to get to the true granular.
Yeah.
The GPU accelerators that AMD and Nvidia make still are required. But the operating, but the less so than they were before.
Right.
In the case of Meta, anyway. Let's see whether any of the other hyperscalers. And the implications for Meta are interesting because they've obviously been punished a lot for the spending they've been doing. Now they've reduced the spending because these are cheaper, the tensor processing units.
Well, so it's a big positive potentially.
Well, you saw that Meta's just bounced 7.5% in the last 2 days.
But from very oversold.
Very oversold. I mean, it was 23 RSI. So
And I'd argue the main concern around Meta is their capex spend.
Yeah.
Therefore, this is a dream to them. No wonder they're speaking to Alphabet.
Yeah, well, listen, Meta, Zuckerberg has been punished before for his spending, and he flipped it around and got the stock 400% higher. So he doesn't like his stock going down very much.
No.
So he'll listen to the market.
Yeah.
So listen, and that's why I'm positive on Meta, because it's oversold, and there'll be some form of pivot, I would imagine.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, there's lots of interesting moments out there right now. Oracle, of course, is becoming. Yesterday there was the final washout in Oracle.
Feels like it.
Well, I mean, listen, you could have said that 3 times.
Yeah.
But yesterday was that moment where it was just so irrational.
Absurd. Yeah.
It was so irrational that, when you've seen this happen many times, you've got that feeling that that's the washout moment.
Right, let's go chart up. So that is the year to date on Oracle. What a ride it's been. But let's look at the last 4 to 8 hours. There you go. There's the washout. That's what we're talking about.
There it is, yeah. But if you just put that other chart back on for a second, I just think it's worth noting, and even if you zoomed out more, in fact, if you would, if you could take it back, there we go, right?
Yeah.
So
that's to the start of 2023, people.
So the stock is going into that spike that we saw, the last spike that's now being completely reversed. If you take into consideration the balance sheet issues, was that spike even warranted at that moment in time? All that's happened is the market's taken it out and a little bit more.
Yeah.
So the way I see it, this stock bounces back to 250, and then it's got resistance again. And we've got numbers coming up on the 9th of December, which are going to be interesting, because they talk about a stock being de-risked into the numbers.
Oh,
and listen, I hate playing numbers, but the numbers excite the hell out of me for this stock.
You won't get to numbers with this where it is.
No, that's my point. You will not. There's no way. If this is the thing about Oracle that I love right now, right, is that there's no chance that the market's going to let it get to the numbers like this.
No.
It'll have to be higher. It could be as much as 10% higher by the time we get to the 9th of December. But that will then make the numbers more tricky.
Yeah.
But if they had the numbers tonight, this would be just a layup.
Because they're obviously going to come out and address the debt issue.
They're going to have to talk about it. I mean, listen, everyone's become obsessed with this CDS, but you've got to remember that it's a lot of hedging going on. Like, you've got the equity people have been calling up the debt people, and the debt people have been long the CDS, and then using the stock to hedge it.
Anybody who's lent money to OpenAI or to Oracle is using this as a proxy.
Yeah.
It's just the short position must be just insane right now.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I wouldn't mind knowing exactly what that number is, but it's unless we're missing something, this company's most definitely not going to be defaulting on their debt anytime soon.
Now, the obvious thing to me is that Trump's sovereign fund comes out, does 20 billion of a convertible bond. He's very good mates with
these people, by the way.
Exactly. Him and Larry are buds.
Yeah.
So, in fact, Larry was the one standing next to him the day that in April, when he went, this guy's just made
exactly.
50 billion.
That's true,
yeah. So for me, Trump coming out and doing 20 billion convertible bonds, CDS would drop 25%. The stock would be up 25%. And that would be it. Like Oracle suddenly,
that would be the end of that.
And all the hedgers would get burnt. And
the people that are shorting this stock down here are playing with fire.
Yeah.
This is not a junk company. They have, I tell you what, if you look at the free cash flow of this company and the free cash flow projections, you can kind of justify what's going on if you want to, right? Free cash flow is king. We know that, particularly in a market like right now, where look at the companies that are bid up right now. There's just free cash flow, right? Free cash flow, free cash flow, free. It's beautiful to see, quite frankly, because we've been in a market for so long that doesn't care about free cash flow.
Yeah.
But these guys have negative free cash flow for the next 3 years, and then 2027 or 2028 rather, they move into $13 or $14 billion positive free cash flow. So
it's safe to say they're all in on AI.
They are all in, and it's costing them money, and the market's punishing them for it. But it is Oracle, and they're one of the best software companies in the world, and they're not going out of business, and they're trading like they are.
Yeah.
And that is an opportunity.
Yeah. Great. Right. A very quick poll for you lot watching. Would you like to see Piers and I talk about this kind of stuff over the US Open, right? Not on a Wednesday morning, but on, let's say, a Wednesday after CPI, a Friday after non-farms, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Would you like to see Piers and I? We'll get all the Apex Army in here. You can ask him questions live. We'll be talking. I'll be trading. Piers will be my analyst. And we'll show you exactly what we're doing on screen. You'll see the way that I'm trading, 25 years experience, one of the top hedge funds in Europe. And we'll see the way that Piers distills the information, right? So that is something we're considering for 2026. All the Apex crew, you'll still get all his love around the US Open. He'll still be on his phone, and you'll get the community here as well. The question, the poll is now in there. Absolutely, what a great idea, or prefer the current format. Let us know. Right, moving on now. Marvell have also got numbers coming up.
Yep, on the 2nd. So Marvell, yeah, I mean, listen, unfortunately, they're grinding their way back aggressively. They came off, I think it was a gift the other day. I got distracted on something else. I bought AMD yesterday. It was a steal.
Oh, we'll come on to that one.
But the yeah, Marvell came off hard with this unwind. It hasn't discriminated. It's been everything in the same space, and then it ripped back 9% 2 days ago, and it's probably going to be up again today. So I would imagine it goes into the report around $90 a share approximately. I'm just waiting for them to update us in a way where it's that's that moment.
Yeah.
Where they go, hang on a sec. Oh, we've been warning you about this, but here it is. We'll see whether it's this quarter or not. Might take a small long punt into it. I hate doing that, but I might do. I prefer to buy it when it comes off. But yeah.
Yeah. This is why we need to get you into options.
It's a battleground, right?
Yeah.
Marvell.
Yeah.
They're not clean. They're not NVIDIA. They've got different parts of their business: telecommunications, smartphones, blah blah blah. So it is a part of their business. But it's going to be interesting to see. Their overall revenue growth is almost 60%.
Yeah.
So,
but as one of the analysts say, they are just waiting for the set of results where Marvell come out and go, right, this is it. This is what you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
But the last 3 quarters, it hasn't come, and that's disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, last quarter was extraordinary. I mean, they gave us numbers that were pretty good. The stock went down 18%.
Mm-hmm. But clearly, SoftBank sees something in the potential.
Yeah. Well, SoftBank's had a look at them, yeah, as we discussed last time. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'd prefer to wait and get the confirmation from them rather than trying to punt on whether it's this quarter or next quarter. I just don't see the point in that, quite frankly. Yeah. When they have their moment, if they have their moment, there'll be plenty more upside. But bearing in mind, this market we're currently in doesn't care so much. Right? The market has flipped its mentality. That's why this Christmas rally is at risk. I want to believe it's happening because it would make my life a lot easier. Yeah. Just to grind in there and just sort of sit back for a bit. But I'm also wary of the fact that the market has kind of changed them. It's a battleground out there in the stuff that leads the index. And Apple and Google are literally they're levitating right now. That's a huge part of the index.
It really is. But I guess what we have to explain is, the world that we traditionally have been involved in, right, is equity long short. So there are massive long short positions on all these stocks. And if we just take a look at the differentiation, right? Yeah. NVIDIA down 3% yesterday, AMD down 4% against an Alphabet up 4%. Mm. That is really hard.
It was only up 1.6 yesterday, but yeah, it was up 4 at one point. But this
and Broadcom as well. And so when you've got that much dispersion within a sector,
AMD's red pre-market, is it?
What is going on in this market at the moment to have such big movements?
Well, I don't know whether they're that big, to be honest with you, mate. I think that the moves that we see
well, an 8% difference between AMD and NVIDIA and an Alphabet.
Oh, well, I see what you mean, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just what's going on right now. The market is grabbing for the highest quality things it can grab for, and Google's being rewarded on multiple fronts. Their balance sheet is rock solid. Their margins, their spending is in line with revenues. it can't do anything wrong right now. But that I love that. I love it when stocks can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Because we all know what happens next. But I mean, look what's just happened. Palantir, Nvidia, AMD, Micron, SanDisk, SoftBank, you name it. Stocks that could do no wrong have collapsed.
Yes.
Right? The market
One
can
after
change
the
its
other.
mind. And look at the narratives that are going around in AI, right? We've gone from Apple being punished because they had no AI, now being rewarded for it. Google saying that their search is over, now they're the hottest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
The spending being rewarded, now it's not being rewarded. The market is very emotional, very fickle, and the narratives go round in circles in this space. So I certainly would not be. People ask me all the time, oh, what are we, you know, educationally speaking, what are we buying for the long term right now in this space? Nothing.
It's like my first ever girlfriend. You'd take her out for a beautiful slap-up dinner, right? And that would be it. For 12 hours, you'd be a hero.
Yeah.
And then it's right, what are we doing next?
Yeah, well, there we go. I mean, so I'm very short term right now in this, in everything, right? The market's had a massive run. We might get our Christmas rally. I hope we do, so I can just chill out a bit, but we'll see.
I don't even know if it's going to be Christmas. It feels like, you know, it'll either be before or it'll be like the 27th and 28th of December, that sort of thing.
Well, but that is the Christmas. You know what the Christmas rally actually is? It starts
about 2
after
weeks.
Christmas. It starts the couple of days between when Christmas finishes
Right.
and New Year's.
Yeah.
That's the actual
official.
crucial right. That's
Yeah.
when, if it works, that's when it just like zero volatility. It just goes.
Which is, of course, long funds marking up their positions, right?
But the Christmas rally has now been branded as anything that starts towards the end of November and goes to. But the actual Christmas rally, the Santa rally, starts after Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Non-farm payrolls coming after the Fed. Get back to work. Get your non-farm payrolls out on the proper date, and the Fed would have much more visibility, wouldn't they? What do you think now with the chances of a Fed rate cut?
I think they're probably going to do it, but I think that they're arguing like cats and dogs inside the Fed about whether they should, but I think they will.
Chart up.
I also think that the data, I don't know what's going on, mate. What's going on? I mean, that number we got the other day doesn't really make any sense at all.
No.
And especially when you look at the week-on-week numbers that we're getting in the private market. But like, I don't really know what's going on, and I feel a bit uncomfortable about it because that number was just so out of line. It was 2 months trailing, so that's so we can probably look forward to a more realistic number next. But I don't know, this whole data thing makes me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Because the unemployment rate could be 4.6%. Because we've just seen a 4.4, and if it's 4.6, that leads the Fed to cut. And if that's the comments that they've made this week really starts to get these chances. So 83% now of a Fed rate cut in December, down to 3.5%. January, we see 22% chance of a further cut.
Oh, I'd be surprised if they cut twice.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be December and then no January, or no December then January. Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how many cuts are they going to do, right? The market's so obsessed with whether it's December or January. It makes no difference whatsoever. It's just.
So should we look at December next year?
Well, if they're going to end up just cutting rates twice more, it's not going to make any difference to anything.
Well, there we go. So the favourite at the moment is down to a target rate of 2.75% to 3%. But going as low as 2.5.
That's just completely unrealistic. I think that's completely unrealistic. I think that the economy is going to hold up much better than people think it's going to hold up. But I think that by the same token, I think inflation's probably going to hold up a bit more than people want to. And I think that the reason why there's smart people in the Fed who are fighting about this is because they just know how scary it is if they get this wrong and they cut rates and the markets and then they have to raise them again in 6 months' time.
So you've got a 10-year at the moment back at that 4% level.
Yeah, I mean the 10 years come off, right? I think that the nuance there is fascinating because it's quite kind of counterintuitive, but it was all about the revisions. That print was so backward looking. The revisions were down, and you saw that the rates sold off. The bond market rallied. And that was, the bond market will usually tell you, like the bond market, the predictions the bond market makes are often completely wrong. But the bond market's reaction to the data when they actually get it is usually right. But at the same time, you know, it's complicated. But the 10 years in kind of in a range where it's not really impacting anything that much. It's not moving fast enough.
Yeah.
Nor is it at an absolute number that's too much of a concern for anybody. So it's kind of taking a backwards seat at the moment, I think.
Right, if you're watching on the TikTok, come across to YouTube, Trade Live with IG. You'll find us there. We're about to go through some of your questions. Any questions you've got from peers, throw them up onto the YouTube window. We'll get those addressed. Where is the money going if it's coming out of tech? Where is the safer place to be for this?
Well, have a look at the consumer space. I mean, I was talking about the restaurants yesterday with my guys on Apex. You know, look, I don't know, bring up a company like Brinker, I told you about before, ticker EAT.
Wow.
And by the way, look where CRM's trading. Chipotle, one of the top, you know, one of the top stocks in the world. Bill Ackman was massive. Look at that move, by the way, in Brinker.
So some of the viewers won't have heard of Brinker before. What's that?
So Brinker are an American institution. They own a whole bunch of restaurants. Probably the most famous one is Chili's.
Okay.
They're classic American, Midwest, whatever it may be, restaurant owner, right?
Yeah.
They're boring, but they're also a good company. They're very reliable revenue streams. I used to trade it, so I know it very well. But the point is that it doesn't matter whether you look at this or 250 other stocks in this space. They've been trading well for weeks.
You've also had a few Chili's in your life as well, haven't you?
There he is. Yeah. But it's interesting. And the one that stands out to me is Chipotle.
Right.
Because look where it's trading, and bring a 5-year chart up. Bearing in mind, Chipotle was one of the hottest stocks in the world. It was basically being traded like a tech stock.
Yeah.
Because they got their look where it's trading.
That's insane.
That's Chipotle, by the way. That's one of the best companies. Now
it's just too expensive though.
Yeah, well, it was
£16 for a burrito.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, McDonald's is pretty expensive too.
No, but this is what happened here is that when they were £12, then people were saying, yeah, absolutely no problem at all, load me up.
Yeah.
And then they raised price to 15, 16 around
avocados
here.
didn't help them out very much.
And avocado price, exactly. And now the customer has said, no, we're not paying it anymore. And there is competitors come through.
No, I agree. And I think that it's a moment, you need to take a moment to pause when you see a company that previously was that dominant trading down on the 5-year lows like that. You need to, as you just correctly pointed out, you need to work out why that is. It's not just some air being taken out of it. There's some fundamental changes to the company and the story. When I said I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it. I hadn't noticed where it was trading until yesterday. But now I'm going to try and figure out what's going on and work out whether it's worth buying, because it might be worth buying. We'll have a look. But the whole space is interesting, right? The whole market, because look at the gold miners, like these, especially these small mid-cap gold miners, the guys that just generate so much free cash flow, right? That no one talks about them.
GDX. So let's look at the ETF. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but look at it, man. I mean, that's if you want to know where the market's buying, and it's buying high quality companies that make lots of cash.
Beautiful chart as well.
Yeah, it's not buying people that are spending loads of cash.
Yeah.
And it's quite simple. That's it.
That's it. So the market at the moment wants cash generative, low debt with stable growth.
Yeah, just what has been boring in the market for quite some time is now the thing that people want the most.
Yeah, and of course, if general America, mid-level America, are going to get $2,000 checks, they're going to go and spend it at some of these places, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, the economy. You can argue this point if you want, but the bottom line is the economy is still strong.
Or do they put it straight into Robinhood? That's the other answer.
Well, not at the moment. I mean, the risk appetite from the retail crew is they're having a big hard look at themselves right now.
Unless they're a part of Apex Army.
Well, unless they're on my Substack, and then they're slowly but surely understanding that it's good to buy stuff that actually makes money.
And there's also the option to short things.
And you can short things and you can make money, but there's been a lot of damage done to the confidence levels of a lot of people, and which is good, because it's the best way to learn is by making mistakes.
Well, and to be honest, the Robinhood chart tells you
it hasn't even moved that much, for God's sake.
It's gone from 150 down to 110.
Yeah, but that's not
But this is the graph of retail investor confidence in the past 4 months, because that's when crypto peaked, and then that's when
I think this stock's held up really well, quite frankly, bearing in mind that they're a retail stock and also they're a crypto play. I don't think they've come off much at all. I think it could be trading down at 80. But then Robinhood are a good company. They've got a banking license and they make money, right? I don't think Robinhood's a good example, quite frankly, of retail exuberance.
Coinbase?
I think maybe Coinbase. I think the other ones. AppLovin. Where's that trading? I mean, again, that's quite a good company too.
See, everything that was at the wrong price feels like it's come back.
It has
to a level that's not an obvious short anymore.
No, I'm not sure. Like, I mean, the stuff that's really collapsed is the stuff that doesn't have anything, right? Which is the quantum stuff, for example. But I'm not shorting that anymore. It's come back a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tricky moment. It's hard to have a lot of conviction. I've got a lot of conviction in PayPal. I've got a lot of conviction in the stuff that I'm involved in, and it doesn't necessarily mean I think it's going to work tomorrow morning. I just know that I've got so much downside protection. Whereas, I'm long AMD from yesterday morning. It was up like 5% intraday. Great. But I actually don't know whether that reverses today or not.
Well, that's the thing. Holding overnight is actually...
it's down 67 basis points pre-market, apparently. But I don't want to hang around in it.
There's times that it's easier to make money, and there's times that it's harder.
Yeah, right now it's hard. It's hard to make. Listen, I did this for a living. I was struggling. Right, it's hard. The best thing, the people who are winning right now are the people who are protecting their capital and not losing money.
Yes, say that again, because that's so important.
Yeah, well, that is protecting your capital, so you've got some money to play with, and not losing money. Everyone on my Substack is not losing money. They're the only ones that are off piece doing other things.
Yeah.
But putting the wrong position sizes on.
Position sizing and protecting capital, absolutely. Yeah. Everything that we talked about.
Shall I answer that question? When would you buy Quantum?
When would you buy Quantum?
Well, I did buy Quantum about a year ago. I bought IONQ.
That's not going to help, is it? We want to know when would you buy it now?
I don't. I'm considering getting back into IONQ, is the answer to that question.
Right. What price does it need to get to for you to...
what is it right now?
It's 47.
Yeah, I like it. I don't mind it with a 40 handle.
But that's exactly what you're talking about, position.
You've got to remember, but exactly, if I buy Quantum, you've got to understand position sizing. I'm just going to keep saying this over and over again. Everyone's obsessed with buying these really high beta companies. That's fine, but you have to sacrifice your position size. Okay, if I buy this stock, I buy $300,000 max. If I'm buying Meta, I've got $1.5 million. So on a beta adjusted basis, you make the same amount of money if the stock moves.
So Broadcom yesterday, I was long $120,000 of it. This, I'd probably buy 4,700.
Well, exactly, but this is the point. So it's exciting, but if you want, but the difference in mentality is the people who are asking me about buying this stock, they'll go away and they'll put all of their money into that stock.
Exactly.
And it's gambling, because you might win and then you come back and you think you're the best thing in the world, but that's not how you manage money, right? That is how you lose money. And it's the opposite to what I'm trying to teach everyone. It's not smart or cool to put all your money into one stock, because you might win,
YOLO,
but you can also just lose all of it.
Yeah.
And then that's seriously not cool.
And it's game over. This is a game over a 10 to 20 year period.
If you can make 25% a year, like 20, that is great.
Yeah.
That's beating it most people.
So I am buying 100 shares of IONQ at 47.44. The reason I'm doing that is because it's a 25% of what my total position would be.
Yeah.
So I can buy it if it comes off 5%, 10%, and I can trade it and I can manage that position. So that is 100 shares at 47.44. We'll keep that, keep an eye on that one. Right. Any other questions coming through?
CMG is dead. Yeah, quite possibly, mate. I'm looking into it.
And yeah, we're just a lot of people talking about options. Options in Oracle. We'll have a look at that next week. I'm trying to get, at the moment, Oracle options are not on the IG platform. They do a lot of, I've had to badger them to get it on. They're going to have to take something off. Here are all the stocks that have options on the IG platform. Now, there's a lot there.
AMD is going down again. Of course it is.
Where's AMD? Yeah, 204. Yeah. Palantir 164 hit 155 yesterday, I think. 156.
Still too high.
But it's getting more around. You wouldn't short it here, right?
No, I'm not shorting it because I just know it's what's it. But I'm certainly not buying it.
Yeah.
No way.
And then Tesla. We never talk about Tesla. Who cares?
I just don't care.
Yeah. Too dangerous. Strategy.
Yeah, well, this is fascinating. I mean, they've diluted shareholders, which basically shot themselves in the foot, because one of the major reasons why people were buying this strategy is because they were not diluting shareholders. They were just raising money via the convertible bond market, and they were just simply buying Bitcoin. The fact that Bitcoin has collapsed and they diluted shareholders, and it's crowded, and it's retail, and it is all at the same time, has seen the stock being slaughtered down to. I mean, I must admit, I've argued with my brother about this many times.
Right. And what was his? What was
my brother? My brother made a shitload of money being long the options and kept rolling them up to. And he actually, to be fair to him, he was way early, right? He bought it when it was down at, he made 4,000% or something. But then he was getting so greedy when it got up to 450. And I said to him, I was in his office with him. I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "No, it'll be 600 next year." But he just got so greedy.
Yeah.
I was like, what a great moment. I just wish I'd shorted it. Just look at the fucking thing.
Nice F-bomb in. We're 45 minutes into the show and your first F-bomb. Well done. I'm sure there'll be more today over the budget. Mr. Harry asking, can Piers and Rich talk about market positioning at the moment?
Yes.
What is the market position?
Well, interesting question. Very important subject. And listen, positioning has shifted quite dramatically in quite a short. The professional world have been long cash and underweight plenty of stuff for quite some time. That underweight has now moved even more aggressively. So the market is now. UBS came out with a report a few days ago saying that we're now institutional investors are now officially underweight equities, which is quite an unusual.
Interesting.
Quite an unusual thing to be reading. And positioning, that's kind of bullish.
Yeah.
It's not kind of bullish, it's very bullish actually, because for obvious reasons. But we do need to navigate, because at an index level, right, this is a great moment to ignore if you're an investor, to be ignoring the index and focusing on companies that generate cash.
Yeah.
Right, I've got clients, I bang on about tech all day because that's my thing, but listen, I've got professional clients who just don't care at all about the index or tech. They're just focused on
the FTSE 100.
Yeah, well, yeah, or these gold miners or whatever it may be, right? Companies that they're just in an uptrend, they're completely separated from all the noise, and they're just making money. So
there's good opportunities there outside tech, and is Viking Therapeutics one of them?
I think so. I think it's a completely extraordinary level for this company. But you have to position size. I've only got $170,000 of this stock. It's tiny, right? Because it's just too much of a headache. Because every time the stock opens, it's down 4%. And then it closes up higher. It was a really strong close yesterday, but that's not unique. Most stocks closed well yesterday. It's a takeout target for me.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient. If it has a big sell-off.
Who's Clean Bright asking, who's the acquirer?
Good potentially. Question. I don't know. I mean, the natural fit, and this is why I'm so confused as to why it hasn't happened yet, is Novo. Because they're on the same molecule. And it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they haven't done it yet. It's a bit of a head scratcher. It's so obvious of a takeout target that maybe it's too obvious.
Right.
Yeah, it might be Structure Therapeutics, the one that I don't own.
Okay, right, that's us done, I think. Piers, thank you very much. Big shout out to Terence, to Cam, and our producer Phil. Thank you very much.
So good. Aerotime. So one of my people with we were joking about that the other day. All right, cool. Thank you.
Good, right. And those of you interested in a US market open, so this would be between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. on the big days when there's been earnings, when there's been CPI or non-farm payroll. The two of us doing the market open, trading live, not just talking about it. I would actually be trading. And then, of course, we'd have all the Apex Army in here asking peers questions live on air. 91% of you want that and think it's what a good idea.
So who are the 9%?
Who are they? Well, they wanted to stay here.
Yeah.
They're busy in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Apex. Thanks, IG. Thanks, Rich. Strong day.
That's the first time you've ever said that.
No, I don't think I felt uncomfortable.
You want me to pay for breakfast now, don't you? Where are we off to? The Ivy?
Somewhere. I think no. Let's stick to the Ned.
You can't tell everyone.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Right. Come on, Rachel Reeves. Live special on the budget. If you care about where your money is going in the UK, join us at about 1:15 this afternoon on this channel, Trade Live with IG. We're going to be live for the budget special. Otherwise, tune in every morning when we've got plenty of value add, 7:30 in the morning. Thank you all. Peace.
Welcome to IG's Commodity Corner, where we are joined by the head of Codal Minerals, Bernard Aylward. Bernard, thank you so much for joining us. What are the next operational priorities for Bougouni now that the initial spodumene concentrate production has begun?
Morning, Angeline, and thanks for having me. Yes, you're right. A very busy time for us with our project in Mali, as well as other activities for the company. And it's really pleasing, actually, for us right now to be talking about the development of the Bougouni project. We currently have around 30,000 tonnes of spodumene concentrate at the San Pedro port. That's certainly been our focus over the last month, of making sure that stockpile we built up was transported to site. We're ready for shipping, which we expect to complete loading of the vessel by the end of November. So first shipment for us leaving port will be another fantastic milestone. And as you probably saw, and your investors would have noted, we had the official presidential opening earlier this month, well attended by locals, by dignitaries, and well supported by the community. A really important day for us and our team. Another testament to the achievement of the team in getting the mine constructed, into production, and beginning export of spodumene.
Now, I've been hearing a lot, Bernard, about the expansion using a flotation plant to improve recoveries, performance over there. Talk us through it. Our clients are very interested.
Sure. Well, look, when we commenced production at Bougouni, we started with a dense media separation plant, primarily because it was the optimal treatment process for the Anguilana vein. And we were also very happy to start with that as low capex, $65 million, quick construction to completion in under a year. Mining started ahead of completion of the plant, and we built up a stockpile to move straight into commissioning and ramp up. We took a month, late August, early September, to institute some debottlenecking and some engineering improvements. And we're now seeing much greater recoveries from the plant. Stage 2 is something that we will complete the study on next year and look to commission a construction of at least a 2 million tonne per annum flotation plant that will allow us to fully develop the Bougouni project, where we have multiple pegmatite veins and a significant resource base that can be treated very well with the flotation process. So significant expansion and a long-term future at the Bougouni project.
You've had also a long list of key challenges during the transition from explorer to producer. Give us a sense of where you've come and how your team overcame these challenges. I know you brought in a Chinese partner at one point, mining permits as well. You had tough negotiations. the security situation as well. How did you overcome that?
Yeah, look, it's always a challenge working in West Africa, Angelique, and we found that we got into the project in 2016, no previous drilling, no previous exploration, and it was a great discovery by our team. First drill holes went in December 2016, and we set a very rapid pace from there. Late 2017, our first resource. 2018, we completed the ESIA study, so the environmental work. We submitted that. We got our license in 2019 for the environmental and social development of the project. 2019, we completed a feasibility study and submitted that for a mining license. And that took us through to 2021 to get that license granted. But as you know, and I guess worldwide effect of COVID, Mali, we had another couple of issues with some military coups. Those sort of things slowed us down, but didn't stop us. We continued with the studies on the Bougouni project. And as you're probably aware and your investors aware, the lithium market is still quite an immature market and quite volatile. So when we acquired the project, the lithium price was sub $600 a tonne. It went up to about $720, nearly $800 a tonne for a short period in 2017, and then fell away again quite markedly for a number of years through to 2021 when it started to rise again. And people are very familiar with that peak of price around late 2022, 23, and again followed by a fall, and now we're in a rising environment. So some of those challenges are obviously out of our hands. Where we have been able to have a lot of success in Mali is our team. That myself, I've been working in West Africa since 2007. Our operations director, Steve Zaninovich, has been in West Africa since 1998 and been involved in the construction of multiple plants. Our country manager, Mohamed Nare, our team of geologists have worked with us for many years, and it's that basis that's allowed us to work well in the community. We've always taken that responsibility of community relations very seriously, government relations very seriously, and that's been the reason we've been able to work through all those challenges.
Bernard, I just want to touch on, you mentioned 2022, 2023. Given that and the renewed momentum in prices, what are the margin and cost projections, and are they realistic for your company through 2026?
Sure. Right now, our feasibility study that actually was completed in 2019, we reviewed it in 2022, estimated an all-in sustaining cost of $647 a tonne. We're currently looking at beating that at the moment, but as you know, we're still in a bit of a ramp-up, start-up phase, so we're not yet changing our call of $647 a tonne. We're seeing improvements in the cost of transport to the port, and that's based on actually the contractor we have now having more tonnage available in the truck. So instead of 35, we've got 55 tonnes per truck, less trucks, quicker transport. We moved 30,000 tonnes in just over 3 weeks. So those things will improve our cost, our base cost. So right now, we think with our 5.5% concentrate, we'll be achieving a price of somewhere around $880 to $900 a tonne, giving us a pretty healthy margin of over $200 a tonne.
Now, give us a sense of the current status of your expansion at Boumou and other prospects.
So Boumou is still an exploration and resource development project. We did a first drilling campaign in early 2023. We expanded that resource from an initial 4 million tonnes to over 14 million tonnes. We've continued drilling that. What we did discover and what's driving that significant increase in the resource is consistent wide pegmatite veins with good grade. And what we're doing now is some metallurgical studies, but we expect to continue to expand Boomu. We're targeting a resource probably in a bit of a step fashion of going from currently 31 million tonnes total resource to over 40, and then targeting over 50 million tonnes over the next 18 months or so. And the Boomu and Sogolabale prospects will underpin the feasibility study for the stage 2 flotation plant.
And finally, what is your sensitivity to oil prices in the sector, really?
Look, like everyone, I think we are exposed to variations in those costs. At the moment, our DMS plant has low power draw, so we're not a major user of diesel oil. However, like everyone, it is a component of our costs, and obviously our transport being around $80 a tonne to port is a significant factor in those costs. So anywhere we can see improvements in the oil price is beneficial to us. Explosive price, obviously again beneficial to us. We have a good mining contractor that's performing very well, and we've got a good price. They're a local group, EGTF, and we're very happy to work with them. The plant is operating well, so we expect that will be able to perform at the cost prediction.
And Bernard, I know that there's this gold project portfolio in the Ivory Coast as well. Many of our clients, when they heard you were coming on, were very excited because they'd like your views on whether you're more bullish on the price of gold or lithium, or indeed any other precious metals and minerals that have caught your eye recently.
Yeah, look, obviously we commenced work in West Africa chasing gold. It's a very well-known gold district, and like every geologist and exploration person, the price of gold at the moment is fantastic. And I, again, a long-term believer and supporter of the gold industry. Our projects in Côte d'Ivoire, we think we'll be able to get on the ground early next year to get some work underway. But obviously the main focus for us over the last few years has been the Bougouni project and the lithium sector. And again, I would say I'm a really long-term believer in lithium, the green energy, and we're seeing that uptake in large-scale batteries integrating into electrical networks. We are seeing continued uptake in electric vehicles, and perhaps year-on-year percent is dropping, but the actual number of vehicles continues to rise. And we're very keen to set ourselves strongly into that sector. But obviously right now we're seeing a lot of interest in metals worldwide, from rare earth elements and copper, uranium. And I think as a company, Coda, we're quite happy to be looking at gold and lithium projects. We're quite happy to look at projects where our exploration and development expertise can add value.
Right, Bernard, we have to leave it there. My thanks to Bernard Aylward, CEO of Codal Minerals.
Thanks, Angelique.
For more, do hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in to IG's Commodity Corner.
cash returns. The cash returns.
Cash returns. Go.
The cash returns.